pan to the crowd, and there are these girls who are just sobbing in tears like, Jenny, this song is about me. She's creating these sincere emotional reactions, right?
All
Sincere.
Right. Yeah.
That means she's hitting specifically for her target audience. She's hitting exactly where she needs to and hitting it bullseye every single time. Here's the thing about Taylor Swift. I'm lonely.
Welcome to Two Gaming Dudes.
Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, the concert film.
Yeah, and you're like, why are you guys reviewing this? Because it's a movie.
Well, you're not a Swifty at all, right?
No.
I would say I'm not a Swifty, but I am a very big fan of hers.
Okay.
Especially recently.
Don't get me wrong. Just because I say I'm not a fan doesn't mean that I don't admire her music.
Okay.
I think she's a great singer, and she's very talented. She's obviously very pretty, and she can put together one hell of a concert. But I'm not going to go out of my way to like go see her live, and I don't own any of her albums. So
the Eras Tour was an enormous event. Enormous. And you remember it started off with controversy because Ticketmaster crashed within 10 seconds of tickets going on sale.
Right.
And then bots bought all the tickets, and then the prices went to like $2,000 a seat, and then she got involved, and there was courts and law. It
was just a mess.
It was a nightmare of a
Well,
concert.
Well, Ticketmaster is just a nightmare company, so...
Yeah, they're the biggest pieces of shit in showbiz, yeah. But the concert went gigantic, as you'd expect. It's an arena tour. Someone this big could only play an arena.
Yeah.
And they happened to make a film of the Los Angeles show.
Okay.
So this is a recording of the performance at SoFi Center in LA.
And I've seen them do similar stuff to like big Broadway shows and stuff. And they turn that into a movie, but it's really just the Broadway show, and there are cameras.
Yeah, so it's a recording of the show itself. Musically, sonically, the sound, perfection. Obviously, these are guys whose sole purpose is to be sound recorders.
Right.
It sounds like a studio recording. It's fantastic.
Okay.
And then I thought about it a little bit more. It makes perfect sense because there's only one audio source. It's her mic. They're not recording the background tracks.
No.
Just give me the electronic copy of the background tracks. I'll record her live performance. And it's two fucking audio. So of course it sounds great.
That's funny. You're right. There is no live...
No.
Okay, was there a live band? I mean, there was,
I don't
but for
know.
a moment, I thought I saw some people, but I mean...
For some of the tunes, she had her live band.
But you're all right for the movie. You're not as constrained. I mean,
right.
I mean, you could be like, oh, live, and she may like hit like a wrong note in one spot. We'll fix that before it goes to theaters.
And not just that. If it's a live performance of Into the Woods, every actor has to be mic'd. Every sound effect has to be mic'd. Every bit of music. Here, it's one mic and the electronic backing tracks. So it sounds freaking great.
Nice. And then when you have like explosions and stuff, those are just sound effects. You just add them in post.
Or record it live, or who gives a shit, whatever.
Well, I mean, if you really want that thump, you really want that sound of like the explosions are going off, and you're like, wow, that's like right out of Oppenheimer. Boom.
It is.
Well, then you have to add that sound afterwards, because just recording it live, you're not going to get that bass and that boom.
Costume changes, set, lighting, the theatrical, all that stuff, also magnificent. They clearly spared no expense. It's what you'd expect from a large pop show. I imagine a Beyonce show would be the same shit.
Sure.
A costume change for each song, cool sets, cool lights, whatever. But it's very entertaining and very well done.
I gotta say, because I don't get a lot of enjoyment out of going to see a live performance. It's crowded, it's noisy, parking is a nightmare, trying to get out is an even worse nightmare. But if you record the whole thing like this and it's really well done, I'll pay $5 for a matinee and go check it out.
Okay.
That's brilliant. I mean, even this, I'm like, I'm not going to go see this live, but you know what? I'll stream this on Hulu or whatever.
Sure,
I mean, sure.
Yeah, I had to pay-per-view it for $30. But
Yeah, that's a hell no from me. But I will pay, $5 matinee plus
You're right,
bucket of popcorn, and I will enjoy a concert.
a 3-hour concert, no less, yes. Because we had to get the extended version.
Oh,
Because it's the extended version available to stream. It's the entire movie, the Eras movie, and then the recording of 4 songs from different venues.
okay.
I think there's the Chicago show is in there. There's a New York show. I don't know. It's 4 extra songs recorded elsewhere.
All right, so you're getting like
It's
a
fun.
real, Lord of the Rings
It's 3 hours, yeah.
3-hour movie. I mean, it's almost as long as the last John Wick movie, but it's a concert, and that's
I have to imagine everybody left satisfied. For me personally, okay, this is my own feelings on Taylor. I was never a fan of hers at the beginning. When she was a country western singer, I was like, whatever, I didn't care.
wasn't she on like America's Got Talent or
No.
one of those? No, that's not where she came from. Okay,
No,
I don't
she's
know.
a legit musician. Like, came up from nothing, went through the whole
Oh yeah.
process.
No. I remember that. I just thought for some reason that she got discovered by Simon Cowell or something like that, but no.
No,
She wasn't on one of those shows.
She did it the hard way.
Okay.
She's a great songwriter. This is what separates her from other pop divas. She writes her own shit. She's got some serious musical chops. And
All right,
I've liked seeing that develop. I'm not a fan of her early stuff. The kind of teeny bop stuff I never really like. Her new shit is just incredible. Just the last couple of years, she's developed some really, really good musical chops.
Okay.
I think Midnight's a freaking incredible album. But the point I'm trying to say is she's got this huge musical catalog spanning so many years. She can't possibly play every hit.
Right.
But I think everybody is satisfied. For me, she didn't play Maroon. She didn't play anything off the debut, I don't think, which was fine for me. But I think everybody left satisfied.
I mean, there are plenty of bands that have been around for a long time, and if they showed up and like, hey, it's Aerosmith, we're going to play every song we've ever written, you're like, oh no.
It's now an 8-hour concert.
Yes. So, yeah, I totally get it.
So she'll play pretty much everything that you want, maybe with a couple of weirdo songs here and there that you
Never heard
yourself
of.
never.
Sure.
But it's great. Perfectly satisfied. And even beyond that, I wish I knew who the music critic was that said this. He said you can't judge a performance by whether you liked the music or not. And in this case, I do like the music, but you can only judge it by the reactions of the people who were there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if people are all walking out of the stadium like the same way I walked out of M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender, and you're just like, oh my, what just happened? Then yeah, that would suck. But if you've got a stadium this full and everybody walked out just feeling like, yeah, that was awesome, that was sweet.
I mean, it's even beyond that. They'll pan to the crowd, and there are these girls who are just sobbing in tears. Like, Jenny, this song is about me. She's creating these sincere emotional reactions, right?
All right.
Sincere.
Yeah.
That means she's hitting specifically for her target audience. She's hitting exactly where she needs to, and hitting it bullseye every single time.
It's
fucking
impressive.
incredible. She's
That's
great.
really impressive.
She's great.
Yeah.
So I completely enjoyed this.
I mean,
I love that effect.
do we?
I'll point it out again. She does this thing where the floor like turns to water, and she goes like she's diving into the swimming pool, but she dives through the stage, and then there's a cartoon of her like going across the stage, and she pops up from the other side. It was such a cool effect. There's a lot of neat stuff like that
I mean,
you can't really appreciate. I think if you're sitting up front, you'd never notice it.
But seeing it like this with the camera angles, I mean, you're always going to get the perfect view, and you're going to see everything.
Yeah,
you
all
won't
the
miss anything
theatricals.
because the cameras are there. If I were there live, I'd be like way up there in the back. There's so much I would have missed, but this plus all the close-ups and this really is a great way to just enjoy a concert. I would watch other concerts like this.
I mean, there's no way when she came here, there's no way I was going to pay $1,000 a ticket.
No, no.
Even if money is no object to me, just on principle, go to hell. I'm not paying $1,000 to go see a live musician. Not happening. But I may have paid a couple $100.
Okay.
If she was doing like a sold out show at the arena for $200 a pop, I'd have paid $200 for it.
I don't think I've ever paid more than $35, but that was to see Weird Al live. at the Meadowbrook and I sat in the lawn. You know,
Yes,
so,
I
but it was fantastic. I loved it.
Of course it was. It's Weird Al.
I'm just saying, if Weird Al had a big concert, and then you could just go to the theater and just watch it at the theater.
Well, we would do both.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd love to see him live, but
We
if I
would.
can't, I would settle with the theater.
I'm
And
happy with this,
I
yeah.
feel like I'd have a very similar experience in the theater, especially if I was with other fans and we were allowed to cheer and clap and
Yeah,
stuff
you're right.
together.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely. It's still that shared experience.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like a movie where everybody's silent and no one, because it's different.
Yeah.
You know, you're hearing music that you love. Some people might be trying to sing along. Other people are going to make sure they clap between each one as if they were there live. That's an awesome experience.
I bet in IMAX this would have been awesome.
Yeah.
So,
And I bet you it'd have done so much better than any of the Star Wars movies that have been out, or the Indiana Jones movies. Or
I should have looked up. You're right. That was stupid. I should have looked up. Here, we'll pause here for a moment.
Okay.
2 hours later.
Whoa. Okay, we're back. Okay.
Okay.
The budget was about $15 million.
15 million.
That is
is
for the recording. The concert itself, I'm sure, cost a fortune to put on.
I was going to say,
and tour
this
around
looks really expensive.
But it cost about
okay.
$15 million to record and promote the film.
Okay, that makes sense. Because now you've introduced elements that you don't normally have at a concert. You've got the cameras and
Right.
all of it. Okay.
The cameras and the editing and the promotion, it's a lot of work just to record a show this big.
Sure.
I mean, how many cameras? There's got to be a dozen
You'd have
separate shots all over the
multiple
building.
cameras, drone cameras, cranes. I mean,
All that yeah. On top
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the editing and the engineering that goes into it and the light saturation and all that shit.
And I
15
know
million.
and I know from personal experience, if you're doing this live and you're like, oh, I missed a shot, it's all ruined.
It earned
Uh-huh.
$260 million.
Wow.
That's how you make money
That is how you do it. $260 million.
on a budget of 15 mil.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Brilliant. Compare that to the latest Indiana Jones film.
Which was reversed. It cost $260 million. It made 16.
Man.
That's all I can
It's honestly brilliant. I know, like, Fandango is trying to do more of this kind of stuff where they have concerts at theaters,
live sporting events.
live
shit like
sporting
that,
events and stuff, but I mean, I don't think anybody's really done it right. This is done right.
This was really well done. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
And I do know that there are other bands that could pull something like this off. Maybe not quite this big, but could pull something off that would be really cool to watch.
I think a lot do. They just release it on their own. I mean, there's very few artists who could put together something this big and have it warrant a major theatrical release, especially nowadays with how live movies have pretty much fallen apart.
Right.
To do something like that now in the modern cinema era, this was a very big deal.
Very cool. Well, you got to let us know in the comments. Did you see Taylor Swift live?
Are you a Swifty? What's one tier down? I'm not a Swifty because I'm not a 12-year-old girl. What's a tier below that?
Just a fan?
I guess.
Can you just be a fan?
Super fan.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of her work.
All right.
I like it.
Yeah.
And I'm whatever is one tier below that. Where I'm like, yeah, I like it. I'm not going to go see her live, but $5 matinee, yeah, I'm all for it.
Since we've been like 14, 15 years old, Charles doesn't know modern music.
No.
And anytime a rock song comes on and he asks who is this, I've been telling him Bon Jovi.
And I've been believing it every time.
Whatever it is, yeah, it's Bon Jovi.
Cool.
So, since age 15, the only modern rock band he's known about is Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi and Rod Stewart. I knew those two. And I would often confuse the two.
Rod Stewart did Living on a Prayer.
All right.
Bon Jovi was Forever Young. So that's all you need to know.
Got it. All right. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in another video.
We should do more Taylor Swift stuff.
Sweet.
I don't know how or what, but...
I don't know. We'll find other musicians and do their stuff too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you later. Bye.
I know.